Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here, and in today's video I will be giving you guys a recap of day 11 of the Washington football team's training camp. I'll be talking about some of the biggest takeaways. I'll be showing you guys some highlights from today's practice. I'll give you guys an injury update, and we'll go through the biggest plays from today. So if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe for Washington and NFL content. I'm so close to 6,000 subscribers. It would mean a ton if I could get there soon, so please help me get there. So let's get right into the video. So it's day 11. I got it wrong yesterday. I thought yesterday was day 11, but day 11 is today. So let's start with some quick highlights. I hope you guys enjoy them.
Where Kyle and I live is like.
Is that in Maryland?
Yeah, it's right. It's literally right above DC.
Oh, nice.
Alright, so let's start off with a quick injury update. So Washington defensive tackle Matt Ioannidis and wide receiver Isaiah Wright are back in pads. Both were out yesterday, so that is good to hear. And Matt Ioannidis has been working back from, he was on the reserve list. He's been working back from that for about a week now in conditioning, so it's good to see him finally back and in pads. And yesterday I think he had an illness. And then Curtis Samuel groin, Kyle Allen with his ankle injury, and Casey Toohill are working off to the side. And I'm still obviously concerned with Curtis Samuel, but also a little bit Kyle Allen, not because I think it's gonna have an effect on the season, but I think I would like to see him in the preseason because I think our offense would run a lot smoother with him as our quarterback versus someone like Steven Montez, because Ryan Fitzpatrick is gonna play for 1 or 2 series probably, and then you'll have Heineke play for a quarter or two, and then you'll have likely Steven Montez play for the rest of the game. And I don't know if the offense is going to be able to run properly, and I don't know if our guys are going to be able to get the reps they need with Steven Montez in practice, because so far in training camp, I know some people like him, but so far in training camp he has not had a good showing. I think 5 out of the last 7 practices he's ended with a pick, but we'll see. I don't think Kyle Allen will be back for this week, but maybe next preseason game we'll see. And Casey Toohill is still working off to the side, and then Shaka Toney is back. So that is good to hear. So now on to some of the biggest takeaways. Also, William Jackson, I think, sat out practice, or he might have done individual drills, but still working his way back from that injury. He practiced yesterday, is getting somewhat of a light day today, prepping for the game. So some of the biggest takeaways: Sam Cosmi continues to impress and continues to improve. I'm really liking what I'm hearing from Sam Cosmi. It looks like he's improved pretty much every single day, and he's working against 2 of the best edge rushers in the league in Montez Sweat and Chase Young. I'll read this right here from Rhiannon Walker. She says, "Good rep from Sam Cosmi working against Montez Sweat. Cosmi worked him around the arc, didn't let Sweat cut back in. From how he started to where things are now, Cosmi has done better these last few practices in one-on-ones, and I'm really excited to see what he can do in the preseason, how he holds up against these other edge rushers that are likely not going to be as good as Montez Sweat and Chase Young." And he's really, I think, almost penciled in as our starting right tackle unless he looks abysmal in the preseason games. Let's see how he looks against, in live game action. And if he can play good for us this year at right tackle, then maybe Washington can switch him over to left tackle next season, because that's how he started out at Texas. Started out at right tackle and then switched over to left tackle. I love what I'm hearing from Sam Cosmi, not backing away from, the biggest edge rushers in the league, and, sometimes talking trash back to them a little bit. So I'm liking what I'm hearing from Sam Cosmi, and I'm happy that Montez Sweat and Chase Young are giving him some good practice. Rivera says Sadiq Charles is learning both the guard and tackle spots. That's tough to pull off, but makes sense to me. That's what JP Finley said. So, he's been working a lot at tackle with the twos at right tackle, which is interesting because he came out as more of a left tackle and maybe left guard, but he did play a bunch of different positions in college. So yeah, Washington is going to have a decision to make with him, and maybe next year, if like I said, if they move Cosmi to left tackle, maybe Sadiq Charles can play right tackle. Also, if Sheriff goes, maybe they can move Sadiq Charles to left guard and Wes Schweitzer to right guard, or Eric Flowers. There's a lot of different things they can do with Sadiq Charles. I like that they're playing him at 2 different spots. We'll see what they do in the preseason. I think he's going to get a lot of work. The biggest thing with him, though, he's got to stay healthy, because last year that really killed him, and it was unfortunate because he has a lot of potential. But let's see how he does this year, and if he can stay healthy, I think he can be a solid player. At the very least, be a really good backup. But I do think he has that potential to be a good starting guard in this league, and maybe even tackle. But I think he's a little bit more of a guard and could potentially be Brandon Sheriff's replacement, or they could just switch him to left guard and put Wes Schweitzer at right guard. So now kind of play-by-play from today. So Eric Flowers got some work at left guard with the ones throughout practice today. Wes Schweitzer has 2, but mostly, especially the first couple weeks of training camp, Wes Schweitzer got almost all of the reps at left guard, but the last couple of days, Eric Flowers is starting to get more and more, and we'll see. Ron Rivera said the plan's always been to give them both some reps at left guard. So, we'll see who wins the battle. I think Wes Schweitzer has a little bit of the upper hand, but, either one who wins that battle, we're going to have a great backup for us. So that's good right there. There was a, hot potato on one of the reps where Ryan Fitzpatrick threw a pass to Antonio Gibson. Cole Holcomb, tipped it up, and then DeAndre Carter tried batting it down, but had a lot of air, and Kendall Fuller picked it off. So there is that. Another play, Peyton Barber just had a rep where he was looking for all the smoke, hit Jamin Davis, and he put his shoulder down to push Davis back. Safety comes over, and he brings his stiff arm out for the blow. So Peyton Barber is running people over like he did last year. And he's fighting for a roster spot too. I think he has a good chance of making it as a third back, but Jarrett Patterson has looked good, Lamar Miller has looked solid as well, so it's going to come down to the preseason to see who they keep at the third back, and maybe they end up keeping 4. Steve Montez had a nice pass to Kelvin Harmon for about a 30-yard gain. Montez Sweat just absolutely swallowed up DeAndre Carter. He has had a great camp so far, Montez Sweat, and same thing with Chase Young. And Troy Apke made an acrobatic interception off of Steven Montez, and it was 4 out of the last 6 practices that Montez has closed out the session with the pick. That's what I was trying to say earlier. So I'll go through a couple more plays that happened today. So AGG had a nice catch from Heineke, and he also had a good run after the catch. So good to see how he's playing. And also, it's another player to watch for in the preseason game, because him and Harmon are competing for that 6th receiver spot, and even Steven Sims, DeAndre Carter, and others for that receiver spot as well. So Danny Johnson had another nice interception today. I think he's had a couple so far in training camp. He's also that last cornerback spot is really open. Even that 5th and 6th cornerback spot, if they do keep 6, is open, and he's also has an added bonus of being a returner as well. Logan Thomas and Terry doing Terry things, getting open. We already know what they're going to do this season. They're going to absolutely ball out, and AGG had another nice grab from Heineke, so they've had some good chemistry today. And again, going to be interesting to see how they play together, but how AGG looks this Thursday. So I think that's going to be it for today's training camp. Nothing too crazy happened today. They're getting ready for the preseason game against the Patriots. It'll happen on Thursday. I'm really excited for that. I will have a post-game reaction for that video or for that game on Thursday, and I might have some sort of preview on Wednesday, and we'll obviously have another training camp recap tomorrow. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that like button, share the video out, subscribe if you guys are new, and turn on those notifications so you never miss a video, guys. Peace.